Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This is part 31 of TAFSEER IBN KATHIR. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم واستعينوا بالصبر والصلاة وإنها لكبيرة إلا على الخاشعين. And seek help in patience and prayer. And truly it is extremely heavy and hard except for al-khashi'in, the God-fearing. الذين يظنون أنهم ملاقو ربهم وأنهم إليه راجعون. They are those who are certain that they are going to meet their Lord and that unto Him they are going to return. The support that comes in patience and prayer. Allah says, وَاسْتَعِينُوا بِالصَّبْرِ وَالصَّلَاةِ, and seek help in patience and prayer. Allah commanded His servants to use patience and prayer to acquire the good of this life and the hereafter. Muqatil ibn Hayyan said that this ayah means utilize patience and the obligatory prayer in seeking the hereafter. As for patience here, they say that it means fasting. There are similar texts reporting that from Mujahid. Al-Qurtubi and other scholars commented, this is why Ramadan is called the month of patience, as is mentioned in the hadith literature. It was also said that patience in the ayah means refraining from evil, and this is why patience was mentioned along with practicing acts of worship, especially and foremost the prayer. Also, Ibn Abi Hatim narrated that Umar ibn Khattab said, there are two types of patience. Good patience when the disaster strikes, and the better patience while avoiding the prohibitions of Allah. Ibn Abi Hatim said that Al-Hasan al-Basri was reported to have said similarly. Allah then said, was-salah, and as-salah, the prayer. The prayer is one of the best means of assistance for firmly adhering to Allah's orders. Just as Allah said, أتل ما أوحي إليك من الكتاب وأقم الصلاة إن الصلاة تنهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر ولذكر الله أكبر. Recite, O Muhammad, what has been revealed to you of the book, i.e. the Quran, and perform prayer, as-salah. Verily as-salah, the prayer, prevents from al-fahsha, i.e. great sins of every kind, and al-munkar. And the remembrance of Allah is greater indeed. Quran chapter 29 verse 45. The personal pronoun in the ayah, وَإِنَّهَا لَكَبِيرَةٌ, and truly it is extremely heavy and hard, refers to prayer, as Mujahid is reported to have said. And it was also the choice of Ibn Jarir. It is possible that the pronoun might be referring to the advice, i.e. to observe patience and prayer, mentioned in the same ayah. Similarly, Allah said about the Quran, وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْعِلْمَ وَيْلَكُمْ ثَوَابُ اللَّهِ خَيْرٌ لِمَنْ آمَنَ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا وَلَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا الصَّابِرُونَ. But those who had been given religious knowledge said, woe to you! The reward of Allah in the hereafter is better for those who believe and do righteous good deeds. And this none shall attain except the patient ones. Quran chapter 28 verse 8. Also Allah said, وَلَا تَسْتَوِي الْحَسَنَةُ وَلَا السَّيِّئَةُ ادْفَعْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ فَإِذَا الَّذِي بَيْنَكَ وَبَيْنَهُ عَدَاوَةٌ كَأَنَّهُ وَلِيٌّ حَمِيمٌ وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا الَّذِينَ صَبَرُوا وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا ذُو حَظٍّ عَظِيمٍ. The good deed and the evil deed cannot be equal. Repel the evil with one which is better. Then verily he between whom and you there was enmity will become as though he was a close friend. But none is granted it, i.e. the above quality, except those who are patient. And none is granted it except the owner of the great portion, i.e. of happiness in the hereafter and in this world. Quran chapter 41 verses 34 and 35. Meaning this advice is only implemented by those who are patient and the fortunate. In any case, Allah's statement here means prayer is heavy and burdensome, إِلَّا عَلَى الْخَاشِعِينَ, except for al-khashi'in, the God-fearing. Ibn Abi Talha reported that Ibn Abbas commented on this ayah, they al-khashi'in are those who believe in what Allah has revealed. Allah's statement, الَّذِينَ يَظُنُّونَ أَنَّهُمْ مُلَاقُوا رَبِّهِمْ وَأَنَّهُمْ إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ. They are those who are certain that they are going to meet the Lord and that unto Him they are going to return. Continues the subject that was started in the previous ayah. Therefore the prayer or the advice to observe it is heavy. إِلَّا عَلَى الْخَاشِعِينَ الَّذِينَ يَظُنُّونَ أَنَّهُمْ مُلَاقُوا رَبِّهِمْ. Except for al-khashi'in, they are those who are certain, يَظُنُّونَ, that they are going to meet their Lord, meaning they know that they will be gathered and face their Lord on the day of resurrection. وَأَنَّهُمْ إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ, and that unto Him they are going to return, meaning their affairs are all subject to His will and He justly decides what He wills. Since they are certain that they will be returned to Allah and be reckoned, it is easy for them to perform the acts of obedience and refrain from the prohibitions. Ibn Jarir commented on Allah's statement, يَظُنُّونَ أَنَّهُمْ مُلَاقُوا رَبِّهِمْ يَظُنُّونَ, that they are going to meet their Lord. Ibn Jarir said, quote, the Arabs call certainty as well as doubt dhann. There are similar instances in the Arabic language where a subject as well as its opposite share the same name. For instance, Allah said, وَرَأَى الْمُجْرِمُونَ النَّارَ فَظَنُّوا أَنَّهُمْ مُوَاقِعُوهَا. And the mujrimun, i.e. the criminals, the polytheists, the sinners, shall see the fire, and ظَنُّوا, apprehend that they have to fall therein. Quran chapter 18, verse 53. It is recorded in the Sahih that on the day of resurrection, Allah will say to a servant, have I not allowed you to marry, honored you, made the horses and camels subservient to you, and allowed you to become a chief and a master? He will say yes. Allah will say, did you think that you will meet me? He will say no. Allah will say, this day I will forget you just as you forgot me. If Allah wills, He will further elaborate. If Allah wills, we will further elaborate on this subject when we explain Allah's statement, نَسُوا اللَّهَ فَنَسِيَهُمْ. They have forgotten Allah, so He has forgotten them. Quran chapter 9, verse 67. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.